Sup nerds, today I'll be doing a very noob-friendly build that can transition into the most basic openings, like scouts, archers and man-at-arms, designed for players new to competitive games on the ladder. However, before getting into the build, I would highly recommend configuring and practicing a few essential hotkeys that I'll be using here. I made another video on them called The 5 Most Important Hotkeys. There's another really good video on hotkeys by aoe2. Both videos can be found in the description of this video. They'll make the game a lot smoother and easier. So pause this video and resume once you learn some basic hotkeys. Now, assuming you've watched them, let's get into the build. The first thing you want to do is use the constant hotkey. And then the villager creation hotkey. Then you build a few houses, or a couple houses I should say. Get the first sheep and leave it consulted. Your scout to get the other sheep. Send the house builders onto the sheep. Set the gathering point on the sheep as well. Then we send the second sheep and leave it consulted. And the 2 for spear. Right next to it. Then use your scout and scout in a spiral pattern, leaving as little black fog left as possible. Once we have 6 villagers underneath the town center, send the next 3 villagers onto wood. And build a lumber camp. The reason why we only want the villagers gathering from 1 sheep at a time is that animals decay over time. Skilled. You don't want a bunch of animals rotting at the same time, so you'll be losing out on a lot of food. Once we have 3 villagers in wood, we'll send the next villager to our first war. You can also get loom. I highly recommend getting loom very early if you're a new player, so you don't want to risk losing a villager to boar. I'm getting the loom now. Again, I recommend getting it much earlier. Shoot the boar once, then run back. Garrison, shoot the boar, and ungarrison. The next villager is sent forward is the wood line to build 2 houses. We always want to think strategically when we place our buildings. We want to build our houses as part of our wall. A couple more sheep. And now we want 10 villagers underneath the town center. And there we have our last sheep. So we now have 4 sheep to spare. We also want to get our second boar. You can see him here. This is why I said you should leave as little black space as possible, because you might not remember there's a boar here. But we did see a boar here earlier, so we know there's a boar. And you also want to start getting the second boar as soon as your first boar approaches 160 food. I was a bit late here, but I'm sure it'll be fine. There we go. And once we have 10 villagers underneath the town center, so the next 4 villagers onto berries. Next 3, but we want 4 total. There we are. Now that we found all our resources, we found our boars and sheeps. So now we can find our enemy. I know there's deers too, or avexes in this case. But as a new player, you should not worry about this for now. It's better you learn to scout. You prepare these villagers to go on to the next sheep here. Sheep on each side. So now that we got 4 villagers on berries, 14 villagers on food total. So the next 3 villagers onto wood. We found the enemy boar, so he must be close by. And that he is. Oh! He ran almost run into this town center. You can even make a second lumber camp. So 5 on this lumber camp and 5 on this one. We'll be going up now. Up we go. And another lumber camp. Leaving 6 villagers underneath the town center. Meanwhile, as our economy at home is developing, we can continue scouting around the enemy. Now we want to make a barracks in the house. You want to make the barracks before 60% the fuelage. Once these sheet depletes, you can put them onto side trees. Release 4 of them, and the other 2 onto berries. So we got a good idea of the enemy's layout here. It's got 2 villagers, sorry, 2 woodlines, I mean. Let's see if he's gathering gold. If he's gathering gold, he's going either men-at-arms or archers. I forgot to mention, but if you want to go archers, you can also make a mining camp on the gold here with 2 villagers. And the same with the men-at-arms. You also put the mining camp with 2 villagers and gold. Then you want to queue up militias as soon as you start advancing to the feudal age. So now it's a bit late to go for men-at-arms or militias. Instead, I'll be going for a scout opening, as we don't have any gold villagers yet. You could technically still go for archers, and it's will be fine. You know what? Scout is easier, and I think it's pretty clear. So I'll go for archers. Make a mining camp. Okay, the enemy is not on archers. Maybe he'll go for scouts. Okay. Let's make our archery range. Get our first economic upgrade. Gold with axe. Send 1 more villager over the gold. You can also make a spearman in case the enemy is going for scouts. Although we're not under threat right now, as the enemy is not feudal age yet. It's not too many on gold. We only want 3 villagers in gold to maintain archery production. You can even make a blacksmith once we built this house. And now we can get our horse cooler in the mill. This will make our farms last longer, having more food on them. So we can drop a couple more farms. Or first 2 farms, I should say. If you would be going for a scout build, you could have made these 2 farms while advancing to the feudal age, instead of putting the 2 villagers in gold. Continue making some farms. And get the fletching, blacksmiths. For every 60 wood you get from this point, you want to make a farm. You can go out with this army already. Remember to put them on defensive stance so they don't wander off into the town center. You can make 1 more spearman, protect the berries, they're kinda exposed. The 1 idle villager here is our house builder. 1 more farms. As these berries begin to deplete, we can put them over to challenges. Got a big hit in there. And the horse is dead.
Jó napot! Építkezek.
Jó napot! Építkezek. Építkezek. Szolgáltatás.
You can continue walling, and you can also wall faster if you want to,
Igen, megyek. Építkezek.
Igen, értettem.
like so.
Építkezek. Építkezek.
Nice egg-shaped base there.
Szolgál, építkezek.
Do some damage. Need to make another spearman, just in case. Yeah, this spearman protecting here.
Szolgálatá. Építkezek. Jó napot! Építkezek. Vártvágok. Szolgálatá. Előre! Igen, uram.
Can attack these farmers. Be careful. You don't want your spearmen to run into the farms and constant it. You can start putting some more villagers onto gold, as you want to go for the castle age.
Igen.
Some good damage. Oh, but I lost an archer. That's a bit sloppy of me.
Szolgálatá.
Jó
Építkezek.
napot! Építkezek.
Parancs.
Azonnal. Építkezek. Építkezek.
Jó
We can make a gate,
Építkezek. Építkezek.
that these archers can unite.
Parancs. Igenis, építkezek. Jó nap, bányászok. Építkezek.
Now we can get wheelbarrow,
Szolgálat. Vártvágok. Építkezek.
more farms.
Igen.
Szolgálatá. Építkezek.
We have a gate there. Send them forward.
Parancs. Építkezek.
Parancs. Igen, igen.
Idle villager.
Igen. Építkezek. Igen.
Now 10 villagers in wood, 18 on food, and 6 on gold. Should be able to go up to the castle edge relatively quick behind this. With a couple more villagers in gold. Will be mass. Or a mass or food. These spearmen have no purpose inside our base now since we have a wall. Go forward. You can add a second range,
Gazdálkodok.
so you can soon go to the castle edge. If the enemy goes skirmishers, which is our natural counter to archers, you have a couple options. You can either go for skirmishers yourself, or you can go for scouts, or you can just run away and wait for siege, like mangonel and scorpions. So now we're going up to the castle edge. You can create some archers on the way. So that by the time if we do reach the castle edge, we'll have a good amount of archers, which we can upgrade to crossbowmen.
Igen.
We'll make another alarm camp here to increase our efficiency.
Vártvágok.
Jó
At this point, you can even take a couple of withers off of goods. It's called.
Jó
Gain a couple more
Igen.
Gazdálkodok.
to wood.
Fákvágok.
It all depends on what you're focusing on. In this case, we're focusing on archers. And I think I can end this game relatively quickly.
Parancs. Értem. Megyek.
I can boom, but I'll make the long game necessarily long. I'll go forward with one villager.
Igen. Jó napot! Megyek.
Oops. And
Parancs.
with this one villager, make a siege workshop. In blacksmith, you can even get padded archer armor. The archers take less damage. You can even split up your archers into different groups. 9 more resources.
Szolgálatá.
The scout should be able to deal with the skirmisher. First thing you want to get when you're to castle edge, From archers is Plotkin. Then you get the crossbowman upgrades and Bosa. We also want to make our siege workshop. A lot of damage here. Nine a lot of resources. Scout, you can auto scout at this point. Oops, we're housed.
Jó értem.
Make some houses.
Építkezek.
Those built up quick, so that you're idled for less time. Make our siege workshop. I mean, sorry, our mangonel. Mangonel's great because they can hit targets outside the reach of the town center. You will just go into gold. You can even get the gold mining upgrades. All the aoe2 upgrades, heavy plow. That town center will soon be bye-bye. Make some more houses here. Reinforce the walls. And he calls it. So, that's my very basic build order. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.